Hey again, everyone. Thank you for joining me. As I've mentioned before, if I don't specifically come on and tell you that I am finished making content, then it means that I'll still come back with something. And I know it's been a while, and it is confusing and kind of aggravating, even for me, I uh, when I watch other content creators and they don't put something out for a while. I wonder what's been going on. And actually, nothing has really been going on. But I have a couple of topics that I want to discuss with you today. If you all are still around, if you're still watching, if you are, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. This is a labor of kindness from me to you, from what happened to me with the malignant narcopaths that were around me. It is simply like night and day. But occasionally we have to deal with the narcopaths. Uh, we can't always escape it. The world is a small place, there's a lot of them out there. So if you can go no contact, then go no contact. Okay, we've mentioned that a billion times. Most of the content that I make is about when you are unable to go no contact, and there's a whole lot of reasons for that too. Today, I'm going to talk to you about um, beating the narcissist at their own game, actually having a win against one if you have to, if you're having to deal with one. And it's not something that I really want to do. I probably should have gone back and there was that goofy named video. I said how to win at narcissism. It was one of my first videos. It's got like 350,000 views, so I'm going to leave it. I'm kind of proud of that. That's kind of neat. But we don't want to win at narcissism. We do want to beat the narcissist at their own game if we have to. And I gave you a lot of tools uh, and tricks to do that if you had to. So, but on to the story, on to what's been going on. For the last year and a half or so, I've had to deal with one. Unfortunately, I didn't know that they were a narcopath at the beginning. They're very good at what they do. They can still even fool me, but as you watch and you listen and you observe and the red flags come up, you start to understand that this person is living in a narcissistic world, that it's them and everybody else. The interesting thing is that since I've been aware of this for the last probably, I think it's going on 10 years is when I started to figure it out, and 6 years of making content for you, it's made me, you'd think you'd be able to spot them just right off, but that's not always the case. This one is not as malignant. I think I've mentioned it before that not all narcopaths are completely belligerent malignant. Some of them really just don't get it. Now, the ones that was around, unfortunately, are some really corrupt, messed up people, and this one doesn't seem to be. But you're having to deal with one, you're having to deal with one. So I had to pull out some of I had to correct the situation through using some of their own tips and tricks against them. And it does work if you have to. The difference between you and me and the narcissist is that we know that we're doing this the way they know that they're doing it, but we know why we're doing it, where they're just doing it for selfish and possibly even evil reasons. So it is a difference in the way you deal with them, in the way you deal with them, than the way they deal with you. It's unfortunate um, having to display nothing but force and power, wherever that force and power comes from. It's not like typically my mo. It's not how I run my business. It's not how I run my personal affairs, and I don't really. It's not something I want to do. But typically with these people, you have to show them that you mean business. And unfortunately, one of the ideas in my list was that it's going to be a long game. These people are very, very tenacious. They will wake up one day, do the things that they do. You can defeat them for the day, and then the next day they don't remember. It's like it never happened. It's like they never even. It's like it was never even part of their mind. It's like the same thing just repeats over and over again, like Groundhog Day with them. So you have to be tenacious yourself. Sometimes you even have to lie if it means protecting your assets or protecting yourself or these things. I'm done with the set of morals that destroy me while they get away with murder, literally attempted murder in my case with a couple of them, is that sometimes you have to do what has to be done. And if it takes lying to the face of a narcopath to get things done, I'm not telling you to steal from one. I'm not telling you to embezzle from one or mistreat one or cause a bunch of bad effect from your cause and effect. But I am telling you to protect yourself, and some of that might be by using some of the narcissist tricks against them, unfortunately. So I've had to learn how to do this with the person. It seems to me that this is a very bold statement, all right, but this is just for now, and it seems to have been going on for a while. After showing, really feigning like almost insanity, like I'll do something if you don't watch out, power plays, show of force, it seems that the narcopath has calmed down, that they're in a subservient state. You may or may not like that, but that's how the narcopath plays. This is, like I said, these are very bold statements. Once you get the criminal on the ground and you have their foot on their neck, you don't want to let that foot up just real easily until you have that person subdued. And there are ways and means to subdue people in business and other relationships if you have to. Again, for the trillionth time, if you can go no contact, do so. It's easier, all right? Because if you have to play the narcopath's game, you're going to get dirty. And you have to make that decision too. Is this worth it? Do I want to play this game with them? Do I want this? Because they're a match. Seriously, if narcissists are very, not just tenacious, but they're very strong in their convictions on what they do and how they do it. And I'm easier than that. That's not how like I said, it's not how I behave in any of my affairs with personal or otherwise, or business or otherwise. It's not what I want to do. I'm not saying I'm an angel. I'm definitely no saint. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that it's a different wiring, the way that they behave, and it can take a very long time to get them to understand that you're not just going to let them roll over you. Nowhere does it say that we have to be doormats, just because it says in pretty much most belief systems, and I'm not speaking about just religious, but about treating others the way you want to be treated, doesn't work with the narcissist. Okay, neither does forgiving the narcissist. It just gives them another pass and another day to do the same shit that they've been doing over and over. But when you do this with them, you have to be prepared to do the same thing over and over until they finally calm down. It's almost like, God, man, I hope nobody gets mad at me, but it's almost like, I'd say it's almost like training an animal, but I don't want to insult animals, but that's kind of what it's like, is that you kind of have to train them. They're very simple people. And if I'd known this, years ago, I probably wouldn't have, ended up sick and hallucinating for 3 months and almost dead from one putting poison in my food. The woman that I was married to, the monster that I was, her and her mother, just nasty people. If I'd known that really what they were looking for was a show of force, then I damn sure could have. The whole forgiveness and turn the other cheek thing it's really bullshit. Okay, all that doesn't work. It's not working in this society now. You're just digging yourself a deeper hole. Okay, especially if you're staying around one, and that's a real heavy load to carry. I'm just not into it. I will let them know exactly how it's going to be. So, how it's been going better because I have figured out how to deal with one, and I used it, and it works. I can tell you it works. That the vid that I put out 6 years ago, and the one I put out, I guess, about a year ago now. Go back and watch those. I'm telling you, if you have to deal with one, that's how to do it. You may have to gaslight one. You may have to lie to one. You might have to start a rumor even. You may have to tell one person so it gets back around. I see how this works. I see the circuit. I understand how it works. And frankly, I'm not above the game if you're going to try to steal from me, hurt me, or ruin my reputation. I'm done. I'm going to take a page out of your book and I'm going to use it back against you. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. So one other thing I wanted to talk about before I ask the folks that continue to watch me a favor is that watch when you talk to a narcopath. How do I put this? The best way to predict someone's future behavior is to know what their past behavior was. Like even if you go for a job interview or if you're trying to, get into school, they want to know things about you. If you go to the interview, they want to know, who did you work for before? What was it like? How long were you there? Why are you leaving? How about the job you had before that? They want to know something about you, references. Where do you live? They want to know things about you. So a lot of us get involved with people, on the just however you meet them without ever questioning, where have you been? What are you doing? It's a very bad practice. I know people say, you should just leave people's past in the past. And I say, bullshit. I'm tired of these. These things don't work, okay? I want to know where you've been, who are you? If it's a romantic thing, how many people have you been with? I want to know where. This doesn't just start now, where you have a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. If it's a business relationship, what's the other businesses you've been in? What is your bank account balance? What's your credit? I want to know, what is your credit rating? I want to know what I'm getting myself into. Like I said, people apply for jobs and they have to tell you more information than that. So when you're talking to these narcissists and they tell you, no, I think we just need to start today and move forward, that's a big, big red flag that something's going on that's been going on. And remember, these patterns repeat. Okay, just because, don't be fooled by them, because sometimes they can be really nice for a day or two or a week or even a month, but that same behavior is going to come back. So you want to know what kind of behavior you're dealing with. So if they tell you, oh, we'll just start on today and we'll just continue forward, you need to stop and go, no, I want to know more about you and what's going on here. So no matter what kind of relationship you are, like I said, business to romantic and anywhere in between, you need to find out what these people are doing. A normal person will just answer you, and you won't get that funky feeling that maybe you're being lied to. So with that, that'll let you know that, yeah, I have defeated a narcissist, even if it's temporarily, probably is. I don't plan to take my foot off of figuratively off of the neck of the narcopath at this point, though. So with that being said, thanks for everybody for showing up again. Like I said, it's been a while, but it's been a couple of years since I asked this. If you have ideas or something that you want to discuss, please put it in an email and let me know if I can read your email. I had a couple of really interesting ones. Some people have written in, but I'm not able to. They don't want me to divulge the situation. Maybe that'll change if you keep it anonymous. We don't have to, tell anybody names or dates or places or anything. So if you have something that you would like to discuss, let me know, because I run out of ideas, and I still want to keep coming to you because this is a labor of kindness. This is from me to you. This is my gift for, if I had anything to give the world, this is what I want people to know. You can get away from the narcopath, and it is like night and day. On that favor, I want to ask you that when you do make emails for me, and I promise I'm not complaining or bitching about this, and I don't think I'm dyslexic or anything, but if you write big walls of text, I lose it after about 1-2 sentences. One of them, recently, I tried to read her message over and over again. I just simply couldn't. I don't know what happens. It starts to, and then I don't really know what to say, and actually I answered completely wrong because there was something I missed. Paragraphs are very important. So, when you do write those in, please make sure that you put paragraphs in. I know I pissed another guy off because thought I was ghosting or something. I swear to God I wasn't. But I couldn't understand what it was I was looking at and tried to go back and put two and two together. So I didn't know what to say. I should have said I'm trying to look at it, but it didn't. Anyway, so if you do decide to write in the Tier Ravenson at TierRavenson at Outlook.com, then like I said, just put it in the description what your topic is, and then use paragraphs. So anyway, look, I'm sorry that it took so long. For the few of you that do still come around for our conversations, I'll try not to make it that long next time. There was really no reason for it. I was just doing live. So Anyway, I want to thank you all again. It means a lot to me. Shoot, I knew I was forgetting something. I had that little thing I was going to say. I wish you some good stuff and freedom from suffering and some other stuff. I'll have to write it back down. God, man, I'm losing my mind. Anyway, good stuff for you, good stuff for me, everybody. And I'm going to sign off now before I say something else ridiculous. And I hope to see y'all again real soon. Thanks.